So for adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators, I will be showing you how to do this by hand. And I will also be showing you how to do this on Wolfram, because frankly, doing this by hand is kind of a pain. So we have 3/5 minus 3/8. And so the first thing to do anytime we are adding or subtracting fractions, we need to convert the fractions to have a common denominator. And so we need a number, a multiple that 5 and 8 both go into. And so the first number that, and any one of them will work. The first number that comes to mind for me for 5 and 8 is 40. And so what we need is we need 3/5 to have a denominator of 40. And we need 3/8 to also have a denominator of 40. And we need to think about what number could we multiply by to make that happen. So in the case of 3/5, 5 times 8 makes 40. And if I multiply by 8 in the denominator, I need to multiply by 8 in the numerator. And that's going to give me 24. Similarly, with 3/8, I need a denominator of 40. 8 times something makes 40, that's 5. I need to multiply the numerator also by 5. And 3 times 5 is 15. So now we're going to take these new fractions and substitute them in to replace the fractions we started with. We can now think about 3/5 as 24/40. And we can think about 3/8 as 15/40. Well, 24 minus 15 is 9. And we keep the denominator of 40. And so it looks like there are no common factors of 9 and 40. So we are going to leave that as it is and see what Alex thinks. Okay, on to the next. Actually, before I go on to the next, we're going to go to Wolfram and have a look here. So if we remember the problem, we started with 3/5 minus 3/8. The way to put this in Wolfram would be to do 3/5 minus 3/8. And there's going to be, every time you put something in Wolfram, it's going to have an input box right here that this is Wolfram telling you, hey, hey, I think this is what you meant. That is what I meant. So it does produce 9/40 just like we got. In some handheld calculators, what you'll have to do this is put parentheses around the fraction that's in front and the fraction that's behind, because the calculator won't understand that you're trying to keep these two numbers together as a fraction, separated by this minus sign, and then keep these two numbers together as a fraction. Again, I am encouraging you to be fluent and able to do these by hand, but I recognize that, especially for stuff like this, a calculator is a really nice thing to have access to. Okay, on to the next one, 3/4 plus 5/9. We need 3/4 and 5/9 to have a common denominator. So we need to multiply to create that. The number that comes to mind for me here is 36. I need a denominator of 36 for both of these. So starting with the first one, 3/4, 4 times 9 makes 36. If I multiply by 9 in the denominator, I have to multiply by 9 in the numerator, and that produces 27. 9 times something makes 36. The answer is 4. If I use 4 in the denominator, I have to use 4 in the numerator. 5 times 4 makes 20. So we're going to substitute our new fractions back in. 3/4 is the same as 27/36, plus 5/9 is the same as 20/36. So we end up with 47/36. And I think 47 is prime, so I don't think there's going to be any simplification to be done here. Let's try it. 47/36. And I don't know what just happened. That looks like it's correct. We're going to go over here and take a look at Wolfram and put the same problem in Wolfram. We did have 3 over 4 plus 5 over 9. Again, you'll see your input here. The exact result is 47 over 6, and then Wolfram will give you some things that you probably don't really care to see, like the decimal approximation, the repeating decimal, the mixed fraction. It shows it on the number line, a pie chart, and all kinds of stuff. So most of the time in Wolfram, what you're looking for is going to be right here at the very beginning, and then it's going to provide you with some additional stuff down below there. So we'll do another one. This time we've got 2 over 5 plus 2 over 7. So 2 over 5 and 2 over 7. We need a common denominator. Looks like 35 is going to be it. 5 and 7 both go into 35. So at the top, the first fraction there, 5 times something makes 35. That's 7. If I multiply by 7 in the denominator, I have to multiply by 7 in the numerator. And 2 times 7 is 14. For the denominator, 7 times 5 is 35. 5 in the denominator, 5 in the numerator. 2 times 5 is going to be 10. We substitute those fractions back in to replace the original fractions. 14 over 35 plus 10 over 35. We get 24 over 35. And 24 and 35 don't have any common factors, so that will work for us. I am correct, and once again with Wolfram here, we could have put it in 2 over 5 plus 2 over 7. It will produce 24 over 35 as well. One more. We're going to have 7 over 12 plus 5 over 9. So 7 over 12 and 5 over 9. We need those to have a common denominator. It's probably going to be a pretty big number. Actually, no, I noticed right away that 9 times 12 is 108, so I could use 108, but I'm not going to. I noticed that 9 and 12 both go into 36. So I'll use 36. So in the top fraction, 12 times 3 makes 36. Multiply by 3 in the denominator and the numerator. 7 times 3 gives us 21. For the second fraction, 9 times 4 makes 36. If I multiply by 4 in the denominator, I have to multiply by 4 in the numerator. 5 times 4 is 20. We substitute those fractions in. We get 21 over 36 plus 20 over 36. Gives me 41 over 36. They have no common factors, so we're going to leave that alone. And as I've shown you before, in Wolfram, 7 over 12 plus 20, or 5 over 9 will produce the same result, 41 out of 36. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you have an awesome day.